Wait, then close this video. If you're seeing these frames, it means you're here for a reason. Right now, you're part of a moment that can grow into something bigger. First, a simple action. Subscribe to the channel. No hesitation. One click and you're with us. Now, like it. Not later. Not at the end. But right now, because that's how the video begins to live on.
I just tried going on a blind date and I was extremely humbled. Extremely humbled. As soon as I walk up, this man is drinking a glass of wine. I'm like, oh, hi. He's like, he follows me and I've met him one other time before. So it wasn't completely blind date, but we had never when I sit down, he's like, I'm sorry, this is awkward, but this isn't it for me. And I'm like, no, it's not awkward. That's fine. Like, I get it. Sometimes you can feel right off the bat. I'm just curious, what is the reason? Like, what energy did I bring that made you so quickly be like, oh, no. But I'm like, I get it too. Sometimes I feel that energy and I respect you being like, this isn't it. He says, you don't look like the last time I saw you or your pictures on Instagram. I have the beauty filter on right now, but I do not Facetune my pictures. When I upload pictures on my stories, I put like the Paris filter on, but like, fucking sue me. Like, sorry. Beauty filter off. Like, I don't think I look that different. Like, no, my skin is not perfect by any means, but enough to send someone away on the first 5 seconds of a fucking day. Which I'm not mad at this guy, because when it's not it, that's not it, but fucking A, dating is hard. I'm in the trenches right now. And I'm not trying to catfish anybody. Like, I'm just, I turn the beauty filter back on because, yeah, it makes me prettier. Fucking get over it. Get over it. I think I'm gonna go to my best friend's house now and drink some wine with her because
I've seen a lot of women come in here and talk about really bad dates that they've been on with guys. So I thought I'd reverse that and talk about a really bad date I've been on with a woman. So I met this girl off Bumble. First mistake. I thought she was pretty, so we just made plans to go bowling. We didn't talk too much. Second mistake. So then when I go and I pick her up, she gets in my car and immediately goes from like an 8 to like a 6. Third mistake. So after the catfish got in my car, we started driving towards the bowling alley. And we get to simple talk. So I ask her, like, hey, are you in school? And she tells me, nah, I don't believe in school. Like, it's fucking Hogwarts. So then I'm like, oh, what about work? And she's like, nah, I had a job and I didn't like it. So I just don't really feel like working right now. And I'm like, well, do you have anything that you have in mind that you want to do? She's like, yeah, I thought about becoming a tattoo artist. I'm like, oh, that's what's up. Maybe you should look into that. And she's like, nah, it sounds kind of hard. So I don't think I'm going to do it. So then we go to the bowling alley. I get us a lane, right? And we start putting our shoes on, getting ready to bowl. And there's some teenagers to the left of us that are being kind of loud and just being teenagers. And she proceeds to say, fucking FAGs. And I just remember sitting there just shocked for a moment. We bowled one game and then I decided I'm just going to take her home. But on the way to her house, there was In-N-Out, right? And I was real hungry, so I told her, hey, I'm stopping at In-N-Out if you want anything. She's like, yeah, I'm down for In-N-Out. That sounds good. So we go through the drive-thru, and I'm playing music, vibing, and she's like,
please forgive me if I sound heated during this video. I am. I met a girl on a dating app maybe about 2 months ago, and we've been talking pretty consistently since. About a month ago, we planned a date, and up until the day of the date, everything was fine, but then she said she was feeling really sick, and we didn't go through with it. But she seemed really honest about it, and we just kept going, kept talking, and there was no big red flags. Just she was sick, and it didn't work out. Okay. About 5 days ago on Monday, I asked her, hey, I found out if I get off a little early on Friday. Do you want to maybe go on a date? She sent yes with 4 S's and an exclamation mark, and I was like, okay, perfect. I'm going to plan something and let me get back to you. She sends me a snap video in return like, awesome, this sounds great, perfect. Like, very real conversation with this person. It's not just like some stranger on the internet. All the girls who are hating on me for my coffee date video, you're going to love me for this one. I got a reservation at one of my favorite restaurants in Salt Lake City, a pub and grill. It is amazing. I was really excited to take her. I checked with her on Tuesday of this week, said, does that work? How about 6:30? She's like, 6:30 works great. I'm like, perfect. I'm going to get off work at 4, go shower at the gym so I don't have to drive all the way back home, then drive up another hour from where I live to pick you up for the date, which I'm totally happy to do. I'm excited for the date. Yesterday, I sent her the paragraph, the details. I tell her, I got a reservation for us at my favorite restaurant.
Listen to me. So listen to me. Huh? Listen. I'm gonna call you back in 30 minutes. And you better have answers.
So there's certain places you find love, and most times a dating app ain't it. Not everybody's meant to be on a dating app. Some people ain't meant to be dating at fucking all. This is the reason I'll personally never going on a dating app ever again. So I met this girl on Hinge. She was in law school. She had tattoos. She had a cool contrast vibe to her. Now this was the first red flag I should have clocked immediately. We had been talking for a month. Mother's Day rolls around. I'm on Instagram, normal, scrolling through, seeing all the moms or whatever. I see her story, and I start clicking through. I'm like, she posted a lot of pictures with this baby. Who the hell is it? Oh shit. Did not even mention she had a kid. So I swipe up on the stories like, Happy Mother's Day, I guess. To which she responds, oh my God, I'm sorry, I didn't want to tell you because, like to keep things private, whatever, blah, blah. I'm an understanding person, I get it. Not everything is supposed to be everyone's business, right? Especially when it comes to kids and shit. And I don't want to be, an asshole and drop her just because she got a kid. So
he wants to hear the story about the guy that I was seeing who was also seeing his sister. I meet this guy on Hinge, okay? He's gorgeous. Like, he looks just like Leo from Tell Me Lies, okay? Gorgeous. So he drives 2 hours to take me on our first date. And we had been talking for a couple weeks at this point. And this is right before or right after my divorce. So, like, I would never do this now. But I was like, okay, like, why don't you just, like, stay the night after our date? Girl, be so real. Do you think that's a good idea? No. I'll call him Tony. That's not his name. I opened my door, I said, Tony? And he looks up and starts skipping stairs to get to me. And he gives me a big hug and he has flowers. He was like, I'm so excited to, like, actually see you. And I was like, me too. I was like, I'm finishing getting ready, like, come in, whatever. He takes me.
Whoa, it's already 1 a.m. Alright, I guess you should head back now.
It's too late. You should spend the night here.
Really?
Yeah, as long as you're okay with sleeping on the floor.
Yeah, I was thinking that originally.
Okay, that's fine. Night, Roger.
Good night, Daphne.
Roger, are you good?
I'm very hungry. We should go and get some food.
Why? It's 3 a.m. How are you possibly hungry right now?
Let's go. We should go. Alright, we should be good.
I'm confused.
Listen, do you have your phone?
No.
We need to call the police.
Why?
When I was trying to go to sleep.
Alright, y'all. Fuck it. I'm posting my Todd lore. I saw 2 other girls' videos talking about him and their experiences with him, and then, like, so many girls in their comments saying similar things. So I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna talk. And I've been like, I wanted to make a story time about this when this first happened. This was earlier this year. I have about 100 followers, so nobody was gonna see it, but also I was scared too, and you'll see why at the end, why I was scared to talk about this. I'm still a little nervous too, but fuck it. And I'll also tag the other girls in the description so that y'all can go watch their videos too, because their stories are crazy as well. This story takes me about an hour to tell at least, so I've written things down, made some bullet points, and we're gonna try and go through this quickly, so I'm probably gonna leave a lot of details out, but just know that this was batshit crazy from start to end. Okay, so I'm not even gonna talk about the pre-date phone call that we had, but that was fucking weird. I'm gonna skip right to the date because we don't have time. Met up, he was acting kind of weird, like tweaking out a bit as if he was drunk or maybe just really nervous. I don't know. Something was off though. He was really rude to the waiter. Not really rude. He was rude to the waiter, though, and that should have been red flag number one. And it wasn't, like, blatantly, like, disrespectful, but he wouldn't make eye contact with him. He was very, like, one-word answers, just bad vibes with that.
Oh, yeah, one more thing. If y'all see me on Love Island, mind your fucking business, bitch. I'm trying to find love, bitch. Y'all had y'all motherfucking chance.
Okay, girls. So, story time about my first time dealing with a man that's from Atlanta. And I've been wanting to tell the story time for so long, but I ain't gonna lie, I was scared for my life. And then when it happened, when I was going to tell the story time, it was still kind of like recent. So, being that a year and a few months have passed, I'm like, I don't cross paths with this nigga no more. So, it's cool. And when I say dealing with a man from Atlanta, I mean, like, dealing with a man that was born and raised in Atlanta. Like, I've dated men, like, here while I've been living in Atlanta. But the niggas that I've dealt with or whatever, or relationship, and, you know, they was from New York or they're from Chicago or whatever. So, anyway, let's get into it. So, before I get into the story time, I feel like I kind of got to give y'all, like, a backstory of how him and I, like, met, started talking or whatever, right? So, we had been following each other on Instagram for, like, a little while, though, but I had never really interacted with him for real. So, one night we was at Onyx or whatnot. I was at Onyx with my people. I guess he had Onyx with his people. And he had seen me, and I guess I'm fucked up. So, I guess, like, he said I made eye contact with him and I didn't speak. So, he ended up texting me. He was like, damn, why you ain't speak or whatever? So, I'm like, oh, like, I ain't see you. He was like, yeah, you looked me dead.
What happened to your eye? I just have really bad hay fever, so they go a bit bloodshot and swollen sometimes. The pollen this year is just absolutely wild.
I just had the worst, most awkward, terrible Tinder date of my life, and I just need to, like, talk about it real quick because this is insane. So, I started talking to this guy literally today. We matched on Tinder today, and he was messaging me and, like, was pretty adamant. Like, I didn't answer him at first, and then, like, he messaged me again. So I was like, whatever, like, I'll give him a chance. Like, sure. So he's messaging me and basically is like, oh, like, add me on Snapchat. I deleted my Snapchat and my Instagram. Long story, but I basically was like, oh, I don't have Snapchat, like, you can text me. So I gave him my number and he starts texting me, and basically off the bat he's like, I really want to see you, like, what are you doing later?
Me and my old boss had a full-blown affair, and I feel like it's time that I talk about it because it's been long enough now and it is so far in the past. But it is just insane because a lot of it was under the guise of manipulation towards me and the guise of him being, like, one of my quote-unquote really good friends outside of work, which were just, like, really all lies. And I think, like, another reason why I'm comfortable talking about this now is because after, like, the affair ended on my end, because I was like, I'm not fucking doing this. This is insane. And I'll give more detail to that. Our friendship kind of fizzled out. And then after my sister passed, I have notified him that my sister passed. And he has never said like, when I told him, like, my sister passed, he was like, oh, wow, sorry to hear that. We have not spoken since. He's never reached out. And again, like, this was all under the guise that this was a really good friend who was always, like, there to support me. So anyway, now I want to, like, talk about how it kind of, like, started. So I worked for this place for almost 2 years, and I would say I was working maybe 7 months before anything ever happened between me and him. And once it started, it was, like, very quick and intense, and then kind of, I won't say it lasted the entire rest of the time that I was there. I would say it lasted maybe, like, 6 months. And then after that, on my end, I was like, no, this isn't going to work for me. So I'm very, like, naive to people finding me attractive or, like, in person, like, wanting anything to do with me, just because I'm always thinking I'm way too fat for people. And, like, when I get approached or whatever, I'm just like, what? Me? Like, that doesn't make sense. So anyway, like,